I want to ask you about the throw, the special teams throw. I mean, how much does practice? How did you feel about the throw when you threw it across the field during that kickoff?
I felt great. Coach Nunez came to me at the beginning of the week, asked me if I could throw. I can do almost anything. So I told him, yeah, I could throw. So, I mean, it's not too much work, but it did. We practiced it in practice. So.
But how did it feel when you let it go? Did it feel perfect? Because it was a good throw. What did it feel like when you let it go?
Yeah, it felt good. It could always be better. A little more in front of me. I threw it kind of far behind for myself, but coaches said it was a good throw, so it was a good throw.
Marvin after the game said, sort of surprising the call got actually called, just given. He's like, oh, but this was never going to get actually called in the game. Were you kind of surprised when you first heard that this was the play?
I wasn't surprised. The thing I was surprised about is when we called it. It was 28-3 at the moment, so I wasn't expecting it to be called while we were up that big. So yeah.
Talk about that pick, man, because that just seemed like fundamentals and technique all the way. How did that look? How did that feel from your perspective?
I was just doing my job. We had a corner blitz on, so I got to go over there and over the top and play that half of the field. And so I just came over, and the quarterback let go of it. He seen the pressure, and I just did my job.
What's it feel like to be back in special teams, having the ball in your hands again, too? Because it's been since TCU we sent you back there. What's that been like?
Yeah, it felt good. It always feels good.
And then the interception, just your thought, ball in your hands. Are you thinking 6 the whole way, even though it's a 100-yard return almost?
Nah, I wasn't, to be honest. I was kind of caught up in the moment, but the next one is definitely going to the house.
After what you guys put forth on Saturday, just how high is the confidence level on this entire defense after, obviously, arguably the best game of the year right there?
Yeah. It's very high, not for just the defense, but for the whole team, because you can see what we do when we all complement each other in all 3 phases of the game.
Is that part of the conversation of that first quarter of this is what happens when we all put it together for 15 minutes, 28-0?
Yes, that was the conversation, especially today. In today's meetings, we also went through all the plays where we could have even made the lead even more. So yeah.
How much does it help out you guys in the back end when the defensive front is putting such consistent pressure on the quarterback? Those guys had 6 sacks on Saturday. So how much of a benefit is that to you guys on the back end?
Yeah, they played amazing. Like I said, that's another thing where we complement each other. The defensive line will always help out the secondary, and the secondary will always help out the defensive line. So once we all play together, that's what the results can happen.
Certain level of comfortability with what you guys are doing right now. It just seems like everything that you guys are doing on the field, it's coming natural, more natural than maybe it was earlier in the year.
Yeah, no, the results, the record might not look like it, but we're improving each week, each day. So the improvement is there. Everybody's starting to click. Everything's starting to click for them. So it's going to be something to watch in the future.
What are those moments where you see as a group that all 11 are starting to kind of get it?
Like we did in the first quarter. I mean, really in defense the whole game. But once those things start clicking and we all start playing together, we all keep our head high when things aren't going our way. It's like that.
Some thoughts on what Texas Tech brings to the table, what kind of challenge they'll be?
Yeah, it'll be a great challenge. Their last home game is senior night for them. So I mean, I haven't played in Lubbock, but I heard that the fans are crazy there. So it's going to be a great one. They're fast tempo offense, same record as us. They're fighting for the same things as us. So it's going to be a dogfight.
What's it mean to see Justin Wiesel in West Virginia? It seemed like his career might have been over, but to see him come back and then have the game he had too. What's it like having JB back on the field 1 week after the injury he had?
Awesome. He's a leader we need. He's a great guy. He's a fighter. So I mean, there was no question that he could come back. If he has a chance to come back, he will come back and play. So he's a fighter, and it's great to have that type of leader out there with us.
Now you talked about the record, obviously, and how difficult of a balance is to strike between understanding that there's work to be done and that you guys are kind of like you talked about making progress in the right direction, and at the same time not being satisfied with everything that's happened over the first 11 games of the season.
Yeah, we can't go back and change what has happened because that's already happened. But all we can do is focus on this week, focus on Texas Tech for right now, and get that win and improve.
Appreciate it.